Dinesh, the CEO of the company, joins us on the phone line from Chandigarh. Good afternoon, Dinesh, and thanks so much for joining in. What kind of an opportunity does this approval from the Brazilian regulatory authority throw up for the company?
Good afternoon, and thanks for having me on your channel. Our company has just about received the official confirmation of approval, as you rightly pointed out, by Anvisa from Brazil, for selling our APIs in Brazilian market, which is very significant and substantial.
Right. Mr. Dua, from what we understand is that the nod is for cephalosporin, forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but it's a $300 million market size in Brazil itself. So, and given the fact that you have the largest, capabilities for this drug, how much of that pie would you be targeting?
It is a considered process. We've just got the approval for the APIs. We earlier had the approval for the formulations. So it has now become a complete composite approval. So this opens up this market significantly for us for two verticals. One is basically the contract manufacturing, which is a low-hanging fruit, which means that the companies which are already making these cephalosporin, that's the correct word, out there in Brazil can now take advantage of our cost-effective manufacturing in the next quarter or two and get their products site transferred to both our API and formulation facility. Second advantage that we get is that wherever contract manufacturing or custom manufacturing is not possible, we can sell our APIs to the manufacturers out there in Brazil. So it's very difficult to say initially in the first 2 years how much opportunity really would be possible for us to capitalize. But I can tell you that what we expect minimum is close to about almost around $10 to $20 million in the next 2 years, which is the most pessimistic estimate. If all goes well, if things open up the way we've planned, then it could multiply by another 2 or 3x as well.
$10 to $20 million per year for the next 2 years?
That's right.
Okay. What would be the margins that you would enjoy in supplying APIs for cephalosporin?
There's nothing fixed about it, but I can tell you by sheer experience that if you're earning an EBITDA level of close to about 18 to 20% in India and elsewhere, that's the minimum that we expect out there in Brazil as well. It could easily be a little more and above what we're currently doing.
Okay. Because it's a semi-regulated market.
Yeah, please, sorry?
So most likely you'll enjoy margins in excess of 20%.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Close to or in excess.
Okay, Mr. Dua, you have 11 manufacturing units in total in India. So are there any other units for which you're seeking these regulatory approvals, whether in Brazil or elsewhere?
You see, there are 7 manufacturing units or plants or whatever you call for pharmaceuticals. Okay. The rest of these are either for phytochemicals or capsules, and 1 or 2 here and there for diagnostics. So for these 7 plants, we already have practically all the regulated markets approval, which includes US FDA for the API, I'm saying, and Korea, Japan, European approvals twice over, and besides a lot of other rest of the world countries like South Africa, Japan, which is one of the most difficult audits, has already been done twice over as far as our API facilities are concerned. And the formulations, we have been successfully inspected by US FDA, and we are expecting the approval to come any moment. Besides all other regulatory agencies like Europe, Anvisa, Korea, etc., just to name a few.
So you're expecting the US FDA approval for your Buddy facility for formulations anytime now?
Both, to be precise, we filed 15 ANDAs everywhere in new drug applications in the United States, and out of which 8 have been reviewed, and by virtue of that, Buddy facility of formulations has been inspected successfully. And obviously when you have your own APIs coming in, the API unit also underwent the same inspection in relation to the formulation. So we expecting composite approval, which is going to be
so
the
API and formulation.
That's right.
From Buddy by the US FDA.
Absolutely. No, the API facility is in Deirabassi in Punjab. It's a sprawling campus of 120 acres, and Buddy is basically the formulation approval.
Okay. So, post this approval now, how much will the Brazil market contribute to your top line?
Oh, you see, my guess is we do currently on the API space close to about 1,400 crores. And as I said earlier, that we expect in the first year close to about 50 to 60 crores. So to start with, it will be a small contribution. But as we go along in the next 5 years, the minimum we would expect would be at least about 150 to 200 crores.
Okay. While, the Brazilian regulatory approval is also important, the more significant one will be when you do get the US FDA approval for your Punjab as well as for the Bari facility. If it does come through, say for both of them, the API, for your API facilities in Punjab as well as secondly for your formulations, what kind of an opportunity or, incremental revenues can we expect for the company?
Oh, excellent question. Yeah, sure, because, the mother of them all is the US FDA approval, and it's a very lucrative market, as all of us know. The Indian pharmaceutical diaspora, in terms of profitability, basically hinges on that. Having said that, as and when the total size of the cephalosporin market is $1.5 billion there, and it's dominated by a few European companies and predominantly two Indian companies, Lupin and Aurobindo, to say, very respected competitors. But we are the most vertically integrated company with the largest capacities, which brings down my cost of production. So I expect, as and when we get the approval in the next 5 years, we should possibly be looking at anything in excess of 500 to 600 crores with an excellent EBITDA.
Okay, incremental revenues of 500, 600 crores.
In 5 years.
Okay, in a period of 5 years. Okay.
Sure.
And just one final question. What's the outlook looking for FY16? We know you've not come out with the Q4 earnings. I'm not asking about that. But generally, for FY16, what's the targeted revenue growth that the company is hoping for?
Yeah, look, here I would like to differentiate that I'm talking about the pharmaceutical revenues, which in the current year, I'm not talking about the composite revenues, which include phytochemicals as well. But if you were to include at the company level, we would end this year at about 1,700 crores plus, and it's just a forecast. I cannot give any directions, but I can tell you minimum growth in pharma that we expect is 20%. Overall, I think we should end up the whole year, next year, if all our budgetary plans go well, at about 15% on top of 1,700 crore plus for the current financial year. For the previous financial year, I beg your pardon.